What's up, YouTube? Hope everybody's having a good Saturday morning. It's been a while since I've made a video, so I'll just make a quick one. Hope everybody's doing alright, staying clean, staying motivated, staying positive. A little tired this morning. I think I got too much sleep, but my fiance's at the gym, and I gotta hurry up and do some chores around here before she gets home. We found out she's pregnant. Back in February, we went to the doctor's Wednesday, so 3 days ago, and we had the 3D ultrasound. And I'll tell you right now, that's really eye-opening. I'm super excited. Good things in the future. And I got to thinking, because I had to drive for work for a few hours yesterday. And sorry about all the moving around. I'm going to sit down for a minute. Oh, sorry, I blocked my face out. Quality of these videos, $1 million videos, right? So it kind of brought a tear to my eye when I was thinking about it, that we're bringing a child into this world, and thinking where I was, even when I was taking Suboxone, and this summer will be 3 years clean, thinking where I was even when I was still taking a little tiny sliver of Suboxone every day, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I was popping, 10 Lortabs a day, or 4 or 5 Oxy 30s a day, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, and just living my life fucked up, paycheck to paycheck, no money, going to payday loan places, title loan places, overdrawing my account, going to jail, just looking back into my late teens and into my 20s and the stuff that I was doing and where I was to where I am now with a baby on the way. I'm 31. It's kind of scary. A good scary. I don't know how to say it. It's just scary. I mean, we're excited, but we were supposed to get married this upcoming September. I proposed the first week of February. We got the wedding venue and everything set up, and caterers, and got our invitation list down. We haven't sent them out yet. But then on February 10th, it was a few days before Valentine's Day. It was a Saturday morning. I live in Greenville, South Carolina. A buddy of mine owns a business, and he needs a sign for his business. So I went down there, talked to him for a couple hours, and handled some business, and came home. And she was all nervous and jittery, and she was like, "I have something to talk to you about." And I was like, "Oh shit, what is it?" In my mind, a million things start going through. And she sat down, she was like, "Come sit with me." And she was like, "I took a pregnancy test last week, and it's positive. I took another one this morning, and it's positive." She was like, "I'm pregnant." And it's resonated a lot more, but it didn't feel real. But the more her stomach grows, and the 3D ultrasounds, it's a boy. We're naming him Aiden. And I mean, seeing everything from his little pea-sized penis to, the two bones in his arms, and his heart beating, and his brain, and he already almost weighs a pound. And, it's more motivation to stay clean. Even though I've been clean for 3 years, I still have an addictive personality. I'm not perfect. I've dealt with a lot of things over the years, and this is another, I guess this right here is just another, even though I've been clean for 3 years, this is one of those moments where it's like, okay, this is motivation to continue to stay clean. I haven't fallen off the bandwagon, and thank God I haven't, but it's like when, I hope this is all making sense and coming out correctly, but a lot of stuff has been going through my mind lately, and I guess when it comes, when you, regardless of where you are with your addiction and what you've done with your life, where you're at in life, who you're hanging around with, and the choices that you're making, when you start the taper process and then you get clean, you're like, fuck, what's next? I guess I'm just one of those fortunate people. I don't know. A lot of people in the previous comments, one of my other videos, the first one I made a year and a half ago, it's, for what it is, I guess it's gotten a decent amount of views. And there's been a lot of likes, and there's been a lot of, I'd say 90% of the comments are positive, but the negative ones are, well, you're just arrogant and you're this, you're that. But if this does sound arrogant, I apologize, but I think I'm fortunate because I was so busy with work when I got clean. I didn't have time to think about, using. I mean, once the taper process, it took me 5 years. Once I got to a certain point, I didn't even think about it. It just kind of, I was working out, I was eating mostly healthy foods. I had dropped, when I first got on Suboxone, I was 270 pounds. I dropped down to 180. I lost 90 pounds. I started doing CrossFit. I've touched on this in a few other videos. I would wake up every morning with a gallon jug of water. I wouldn't drink the whole thing, but it felt like I drank the whole thing. I would just, the first thing I would do, even before I drank coffee, is I would just flush my system with water. I started doing stuff like that and eating eggs, good proteins, and I'm not a health fitness expert. I'm not going to start talking about, all the different foods I ate and stuff, but you have to, all that to say is you have to find something that motivates you. In this case now, besides work, because I'm still not as busy as I have been with traveling and flying here and flying there and doing this and doing that, I'm still, flying somewhere once a month for a week and driving my ass off and meeting with customers. And, I'm in the sign industry and it's extremely busy right now. Our economy is doing pretty good. And that's how it was when I first got off Suboxone. I was flying from, Atlanta. It's 2 hours south of here, to Seattle. I'd be up there for a few days running around. Then I'd fly to Fort Wayne, Indiana, run around there for a few days, drive to Chicago, I was on the road nonstop. I didn't have time to think about where I was going to get my next fix. I just didn't. And I had tapered off of Suboxone for so long that when I got down to that last part, where I was just taking a little sliver of it in the morning, and then I moved it to noon, and then I moved that little tiny eighth of a 2 milligram strip to the evenings, and then I was just done. And when I tell people that I didn't feel anything, I didn't really feel anything. I didn't puke. I didn't have diarrhea. I might have felt like I had a minor cold for a few days. But the most important thing, all that to say in this 10, 11 minute video, all that to say is when you get clean, you can't sit around. If you don't have a job, if you feel like you're hopeless, look, I've been there before. This is the longest I've ever had a job. I've been there for going on 8 years. Before that, I was in and out of jobs. My life was a mess. Went to school for automotives, got a degree in automotives, completely fucked that up because of drug use, going to jail. You have to find something that keeps you busy. You have to, even if you don't have anything to do, you need to find shit to do the night before, when you go to bed, before you go to bed the night before, your next day or whatever. Make a to-do list. All right, I'm going to wake up at, if you don't have a job and you're used to one of those people that's used to sleeping until 8 or 9 o'clock, start setting your alarm for 30 minutes before. So if you wake up at 8, set your alarm for 7:30 and do that for a few weeks, and then 7, and then 6:30, and then 6, and start reading, start doing goals lists, start with a to-do list to fill your day with something positive, to where you're not just sitting around watching TV all day. And, essentially you're keeping yourself busy. Planet Fitness isn't the greatest gym, but I would use Planet Fitness. They have a $20 membership. You can go to any different membership or gym around the country. And when I traveled a lot, I would go to Planet Fitness, or, even use the gym hotel. If you don't have a lot of money, Planet Fitness for $10 a month, go to the gym for an hour a day. And then after that, maybe go to the library and read. After that, I don't know, go to a Starbucks and research something on your computer or your phone. It's as stupid and asinine as this sounds, you have to keep yourself busy. You can't sit around, because you'll use. And there were times years ago, where I would get clean for a couple days, and I'm going to do it this time, and I would be withdrawing, and well, those withdrawals were pretty bad before I tapered, but I would always be bored, without a job and waking up, and the first thing I would think about was, where I was going to get pills and money, and then you have to come up with a side hustle. Man, fuck all that. It's too much work. Get involved with some kind of volunteer at a fucking hospital for a couple hours in the evenings. You want to get yourself to a point where you're so busy. Even when you're tapering, it doesn't matter. You want to get yourself to the point where you're writing down goals, realistic goals. Have spiritual goals. I need to pray more. I need to go to church at least once a month. Have family goals. I need to hang out with my family, and I need to call my grandpa that I haven't talked to in 6 months or a year. Have financial goals. Okay, I don't have a job. What do I need to do to get a job? All right, I need to cut my hair. I need to groom. I need to go interview. So set goals. I need to go interview at, I don't know. I need to go interview at least one place a day. So get a resume, go online. You don't have to pay money for a life coach. You can go online and you can, just type in Google, what you're good at. So if you're good at computer diagnostics resume, and start, tailor, don't copy that resume, but tailor your skills in the format that you see the resume. That's how I did my resume, and everything that is out there now, you can find on the internet, if that makes any sense, or in a book. I got a pretty, decent amount of books that I've read over the last year. Sorry about my little Captain Hook guy. That was on a birthday cake. But I mean, if you want to learn something, it's in books. Anything, if you want to learn how to invest. And books they won't make you rich, but if you follow what's in the books and you do them, they can prove helpful. Books Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life by Brian Tracy. Trading in the Zone on how to buy stocks and trade stocks. The Power of Habit. That's probably one of the best books that I've written. I mean, not written, best books that I've read. You can tell I'm not a professional video taker. But here's another good one. No Excuses. The Millionaire Mind just shows how people live frugally, and this book right here, Quitter, on not giving up. This book on starting over. And then just some biographies. Just stupid stuff. Not really stupid stuff, but Another one that I'm reading right now is True Compass by Ted Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's brother. I'm a conservative, but I'm open to all kinds of different books. And, biographies are good because you learn how other people lived, and just you learn by reading. This is another one. Sorry, it's backwards. $1 Million Habits, Brian Tracy. And when you engage yourself in reading, and when you engage yourself in goal setting, doing a budget for your money, your life changes. And I used to think, oh, that's just a bunch of bullshit. When you actually sit down and you start doing it, it really works. I'm not rich, I'm far from it, but I'm a lot further than I was even 4 or 5 years ago. Because I started doing a lot of this stuff, 4 or 5 years ago, listening to financial podcasts, TED Talks, but I would say the thing that helped me most with getting clean and staying clean was being goal-oriented, spiritual, physical. I need to lose 30 pounds, but then you need to write down on paper how you're going to lose 30 pounds. It has to be realistic. Financial goals, family and friends goals, career goals. And they don't have to be anything special, but when you write them down and you review those goals every day, one of the physical goals, staying clean. You want your body to be healthy, drinking more water, eating the right foods, proteins, vegetables, fruits, or what have you. But that's all that to say, find something that motivates you. Now I got a kid on the way. I have to support this child. I have to save up to put this child through college one day. When he turns 15, 16, I got to have money to get this kid a car. That wouldn't happen if I was still popping pills and spending between $200 and $400 a week on drugs. It's responsibility. Do you want to live your life paycheck to paycheck? Do you want to live your life hustling to get your next pill, or do you want to sacrifice, just a month or two of physical withdrawals, and after that you might deal with mental withdrawals. You probably will. If you're a heavy user. When I was on methadone, that was terrible. That lasted months. The mental part of it, that's why I started using pills again, because I couldn't. It was just an everyday craving. But now that I'm a little bit older and matured from that point, you just have to find something that motivates you. All that to say is you have to find something that motivates you through reading, goals, a to-do list. I don't give a fuck if your to-do list is wake up at 7:30 in the morning, take the trash out, write down what you're going to do the next day. I don't do that every day. On the weekends, it's kind of wake up at 7, drink some coffee. Hey, babe, what you want to do today? I live at least 5 or 6 days out of the week on a to-do list. And that way, every day I know what I'm doing. It's regimented, and it helps me stay on goal. Days that I don't follow my to-do list, it's a fucked up day. So, it's all finding something that motivates you to stay clean, having something to keep you busy, and just sticking with it. And you'll get there, and you'll feel a lot better. Sorry about the quality of the video. I'm taking this with my iPhone. It's not I figured if I could reach a few people and somebody can glean from it, if I can help out one person, I feel like I did a good deed. Anyways, until next time, stay clean, stay positive. You'll get there. Don't listen to the negative. Push the negative out. If you got to change your friends, if you got to change your family, you got to do what you got to do. It's best for you. I've had to do it. I've had to disown friends and family members. Be like, you know what? I hate to do this. You're my cousin. You're my brother. We can hang out in the future, but right now I can't hang out with you. I can't. I have to get clean. I got to work. I got to do this for myself. And, you know, lead by example. Don't be a follower, be a leader. Lead by example. People see you doing good. You know, people see that you're doing good. You'll have haters, you'll have naysayers. But for the most part, they hate because they see something that they're lacking that you're doing. And, you know, it's all just staying the course, staying positive. So until the next video, stay clean, stay positive, stay motivated. If you have any questions, I'll do the best I can to answer them. And have a wonderful Saturday. It's hot, muggy, but it's sunny, and we're gonna find something fun to do today. So everybody have a good one. Peace.